Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? I try to go on right at 8 o'clock every night, unless I post otherwise. Okay, so here are the mushrooms, okay? It's really cool. It's an MDF wood cutout, design lined, which means it's lined for you. So let me make sure I've got it right in this spot. So I'm doing, this mushroom does not exist. Get that through your mind. It does not exist. I'm using my favorite brush, Simply Simmons 3/8 inch angle. I am going to first move this, make sure that I've got this not too low. Okay, I'm going to use, this is called Warm Yellow. All my paints are from Deco Art, and the wood really soaks it up. It also, most of the colors are very translucent. So this is going to get painted a whimsical color. My daughter hates that. I say it way too much. But I'm in the painting business, so it's whimsical. So I'm going to give this a one coat here. I'm going to kind of paint this fast. Totally watch the replay to make these. And the reason I'm going kind of fast is I've been kind of stretching these out to two episodes, 2 lives. And the resin and the decorating does take a little bit of time. I mean, you're either trying to figure out what you're doing, or you are placing stuff, and sometimes the stone goes where you don't want it. So yesterday, oh, I did such a cool class last night. I love doing the resin classes. I go over to 7 Mile Winery, and it's a huge winery, and I just love going over there. I do all my big classes over there. If you notice, when I use this brush, I use it as a shader by pulling it this way, and you can also use it as a liner, holding it like a pencil. So you can just go and turn as you go. I don't want these big clumps on here because I want it to dry pretty quick. But we did some resin butterflies, dragonflies, and hummingbirds. I had to think of that for a second. They turned out so great. I had 2 guys, a husband and a brother. A husband with one group and a brother with the other. But they were so cool. They were just all so cool. Well, all my students are cool. Okay, I'm not worried about rinsing my brush out because I have to do 2 coats. You would never see a mushroom like this, and if you did, I would say back away. That's all I would say, is back away. So this is going to be kind of green, which is really a cool color. It's going to be kind of green. Now, if you notice, I'm twisting my brush and pulling. Okay, that allows me to do these lines. Open it up, which means it goes like this. I can use the back part of the brush here, or the front part of the brush to line with, if I want to stay in my lines. I will paint a whole picture with this. Low lights, highlights, colors. That is a pretty cool color. This is turquoise. It's one of the colors that they came out with a couple years ago. I absolutely love it. So again, if you ever run across this kind of mushroom, first take a picture and then get away. Because I would say it's not good for you. So even though I went in my line here, no big deal. The wood's going to soak it up. I'm going to be able to go over it with my color after it dries. So right before I got on here, I was like, what color am I going to do? And I printed out a traditional red and white mushroom with a cream bottom. Well, like literally 1 minute before I went live, I said, I don't want to do that. I want to do something bright with flowers and greenery and blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm not the let's just do something normal. I like bright colors, and I think it makes art really cool. So I'm just dragging this. I will paint probably all with this brush, this whole thing. So again, just drag. If you go like this is one thing I see my painters doing, is they go like this. They kind of try to feather it in. And what happens is you'll get this line like like this. So if you pull it with paint in it, look at your lines. You could definitely do good lines. Now, this is just a normal a door hanger or a set me around. But I've been doing resin, which I left them all out in my car, but I've been posting them. I did a lighthouse Wednesday. I finished it up, and it's my favorite so far. Every single time I do one, I keep on saying that's my favorite so far. And it is. It's just, they're just all becoming my favorites. So again, you can pause, rewind this live after it gets posted and uploaded to follow along what I'm doing. I'm trying to not run this for 2 episodes, 2 lives, but I think it's probably going to happen. We'll see. I kind of have in my mind what I'm doing. So I'm going to let that dry and rinse this brush out. Look at all these flowers. Ah, look at all these flowers. I'm so excited. I get so excited with the resin. I love to paint. I love to teach. And I just get so excited with the resin. Now, if the yellow doesn't turn the color I want, which it isn't, I'm just going to go straight into white. Okay? Straight into white. It does change the color a little bit, but not by much. So you do 1 coat with both. And by the time you come back around, as long as you do thin coats on thin coats on thin coats, when you come back around, then you can put that, this still has white in it, so I'm not adding anymore. You can put the mustard color back on. And if you don't get it exactly in the lines, it's okay. It's just a painting. A lot of people get really, really stressed out. And to me, this is just relax city. Oh, need just a little white. I'll put a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. And just go whoop. If you go whoop, it goes a lot easier. I'm just kidding. Sometimes I get my students too. Like I'll say dob, 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 dob. So they'll go dob, 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 dob. Quite funny. But I'm goofy. Just a goofy one. Has a little bit of blue in it, which is making it a little bit green. I don't care. I'm going to get this lighter coat on because the yellow is the most transparent of everything that I'm using. So I'm going to get this double coat on with the white. I'm going very lightly with an open brush now. That means flat. And what that'll do is it'll just give me just a little bit more coverage. I'll move it over here. And again, it's going to look like I'm painting really fast because I'm painting faster than normal. Because I'm trying to at least get it halfway embellished. And then I'll finish it tomorrow night. But I'll see how far I get. Keeping you guys on here for too long is just a little too much. Don't worry that I got in here. Baby wipes work really well getting that out of there. I don't have any sitting here, so I'm not concerned about it. Just wipe it off with my finger. I'm going to paint that kind of a creamy anyway. A creamy color, creamy color. Okay, so the underneath, of course, regardless of what color it is up here, is usually brown, cream, white. I'm going to use cream. And when you go over these design lines, when this dries, your lines just magically appear because they etch them in. So I'm going to go right over my lines. Now I'm going to go a little bit more critical on my lines here, just so it's a little smoother. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, it'd be pretty cool if I put the purple under it. See how that just drags? Having an angle brush, a small stiff angle, not stiff, small angle brush. They're stiff because they are it's a good brush. I use these for my classes because they stand up to students, children. Have a little kind of a chunk in there somewhere. They hold a lot of paint, and the shorter the bristles, the stiffer it is. So it allows me to make it control it allows me to control and make it go where I want. Okay, so I am just going with the flow here, just because it'll give me a little bit of ripples. Straightening that up a little bit, taking that green out. It's not really green. And you can use a smaller brush. I mean, you can use like one of these brushes. It's just like a 1/2 inch flat. And it'll do the same thing for you. And like I said, this might pick up paint because I'm making it work fast. I'm not allowing it to dry, and I don't like to use a blow dryer while I'm on live, so. And plus I'm going to embellish it, so most this will not show. Ooh, that's kind of cool. See, I might just leave that in there. That's a good accent color. So see, even though I had in my mind what I was going to do, now I'm going to change it. You guys can ask questions. I have this way up there. I can't see your questions. So ask away, and I always, before I go up to be done, I'm taking just a smidge. I don't know if you can see that. Just a smidge of the blue. And I'm just, I don't want a lot. And I did not rinse my brush. I usually will not rinse my brush out. And the reason being is I want that blend that I'm getting. So I'm just going to go around like this. As long as I'm going in the flow, you can see the blue go with the flow. This is a little thick, so I just grabbed just a little bit of water. Oops, put that in white. Should have put it in cream. I'm a little low right here, so I'm going to bring this up. I put just a little bit of water just so it'll flow nice and sweet around that corner. Now, using paint and water is great once you learn what it does. If you do it on a canvas and your piece is straight up and down and it drips, then you're going to have a little bit of issue of it grabbing the paint and pulling it down with it. I wonder what these little guys are in my paint. Okay. Oh, something just went in my eyeball. Okay. Okay, so I have some on my brush. I'm just going to empty it out. This I'm going to go just a little slower so I can stay in the lines. My cream is just a little thick, so I'm putting it in the water just to make it flow. I haven't used cream and I don't even know how long. I just don't use cream very much. I'm going to put a smidge. It's a smidge. Smidge. And since it's mixed with my brush, with the cream, it does exactly what I want it to do. You get a nice blend, and you get nice hits. Now, I'm going to put a little smidge over here. Can you guys see right here? Okay. My table is exactly like this. So that's why I put this board down, so maybe you could see it. So, there's here. So I'm just bringing this around. I hit a couple blues here. This guy needs to be fixed. Before you resin, you definitely have to fix your painting if you're doing painting first. Because once you start to resin, that's where it's at. So I'm going to take a smidge of blue and go hit. And then I'm going to open it up. And it still has my cream on there, so if you notice, it has just a nice hit. Now look right here. Kind of messed up. No biggie. Everything in acrylic can be fixed. You just grab some cream, and it's all fixed. So I'm going to make this go like this, because this goes this way, this goes this way. Now I'm just going to hit a couple spots that I missed. I'm going to give this a little bit more cream. Do these areas first, this way, and then that way you can just go this way and it makes all that go in one line. There you go. Good deal. Okay, so I'm going to just see what color this is going to be if I mix it up. Am I still in there? Yes. Okay, so quit saying so, Tammy. I hate saying so. So I'm going to put cream on here. Just set it again. Pull it down. Does not matter if it's going into the grass. Does not matter. The yellow is still a little bit wet, so I'm going to kind of leave that probably as one of the last things. And again, I'm going around the mushroom. I'm pulling it. And then I can go the other way and pull it. And I missed this whole part of the mushroom. Good job, Tammy. There's some dry stuff in my cream. It is definitely old. So I have my paintbrush opened up. Make sure you go down into the grass, because you always work back to forward. Back to forward, back to forward. I'm going to do some low lighting. Once I get this cream on. I picked out some gorgeous flower colors. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I get so excited. Okay, if this picks up a little bit of the blue, does not matter. It all works. Okay, I'm going to add just a smidge of water to my brush. And since I'm working flat, I don't have to worry about it grabbing, because I can just smush it off the edge. Okay, so now I'm going to just make sure it's all straight up and down, and I've caught everywhere. Now with the grass, I am going to add just a tad. I grabbed some more water. This cream is definitely thick. I put it in there and didn't even pay attention. The grass does excellent with this brush, and I'll show you how to do the grass. And you can do this on canvas too. It's a great way to learn how to do grass. And if you can, whoops, like, where's the cream at? And it pulls into little teeny tinies. Now, if you're scared to use this big brush, well, it's not really big. It's a little over a ½ inch. If you're scared about it, though, then you can use this brush or even a detail brush, which my detail brush is like this. So if you want to do little pulls with like that, you can definitely do that. A lot of this is going to have flowers on it. You can use this like I'm using the angle brush and wipe the paint this way, wipe the paint this way, and pull. So I'll show you with all 3 brushes, just in case you don't have an angle brush. I'll show you how to do it with flat, and I'll show you how to do it with a detail. Okay, so this is burnt umber. And if I show you, it's all Deco Art Americana, but it's backwards. Because every single time I forget to turn it, mirror it so it's flipped. Okay, so didn't rinse my brush out. I have not rinsed my brush out but one time to get yellow out of it. Okay, so the brown and the cream. Nothing fancy. Blue, 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 blue. Just blue, 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 blue. This is just dirt. I will tell you, I'm not real fond of brown. I'm okay with it. I don't think that I have found a brown that I like yet. It's like, if it's going to be brown, I like it to be almost black brown. I'm going to scoot this over. I like it to be almost black brown. And even though I'm mixing cream in with it, I'm just twisting my brush. I want it to be all messed up. I want it to be chunky. You could even go like this and twist your brush. I want it to be chunky and messed up. So that's the first coat. Why does this guy look crooked to me? I don't know. He looks crooked to me. So if he's a little bit crooked up there, I'm sorry. So now I have some brown in my brush. I can do a little bit of shading. So we're going to pretend it's darker over here because I got more blue over here and it's lighter over here. So wherever you're shading, that's where the light is not hitting. This is where the light is hitting. So I'm going to just pull, and it doesn't even have to be everywhere. It just needs to be there. I'm just going to pull some little streakies down. And as I go over, they're going to get lighter. This is fun art. This is not a masterpiece. Now, if you want to spend a lot of time doing, you know, to get it to look like a masterpiece, I am so for that for you. Okay, I got a little bit too much. So I'm going to grab some cream. I don't want too much brown, just enough to break this up, to separate them into 3 pieces. It's a mushroom. Okay, it's a mushroom. So all I'm doing is just giving it those streaky guys that it has. And, oops, this way. And then just some streakies. Just some streakies. So I'm going to go over the yellow. It is still a tad wet. So I'm going to show you how to use the detail brush. So the detail brush is exactly the same except for it has a piece of glitter in it. Using the same yellow, I'm just going to be a little more critical about where I'm going. And this is going to be a little bit more mustardy. Mustardly. Mustardly. So see the difference between this color and this color? I'm putting stone over it anyway. I keep on calling it stone. It's glass. I don't know. But I do have some stone. I bought some fish tank glass. And it looks like stone. So maybe that's where I'm getting the stones at. I don't know. This has a little bit of green in it. I'm going to take a smidge of white. Go right over that. If it won't cover enough for you, let it dry. Put some more white on it. Because dark colors underneath will not cover. Okay? They will not cover. You can try and try and try and try. Especially black. So I'm going to hit this piece right here with white. This piece right here with white. Because that's a little greeny. Little greeny for me. So, and there's a streak right there. So you always want to cover it up with white first. Black covers everything. If you are doing black, do it very, very much last. Because that's important. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, even though I just did that. That white's going to pick up with my color. And I'm loading my brush up. And the reason I tell you to load your brush up is so you can drag it. And then you lightly take those high hits away. So load it up. It's loaded. Get it on there. Drag it so you can have your color. And then lightly take it over and grab. Now this one, again, still has a little bit too much streakage going on for me. I have my own language, so. So, one, I'm going to do this, and two, it's going to highlight it. So, I mean, it is on the top. So it's going to have a highlight anyway. It's going to be lighter. This one's okay. So I'm just going to drag. Pick up these hits. I'm going to hit over here. The white's taking care of that. I'm going to hit right here just so it'll get the white wet again. So anything that's on here will get wet again once you hit it with paint. So it'll start to blend for you. Oh, I got these cute little butterflies I'm going to put on here. Oh my God. So cute. Alright, so I'm going to leave this alone. And I'm going to do some grass. So let your piece set up a little bit. Resin won't go on wet paint. So that looks pretty cool. Now see that I like. So I'm going to pick up some and I'm going to do that everywhere. Resin won't, yeah, it won't stick to anything wet. So, I'm making those a little too thick. I'm going to come in with some yellow. It's because I'm painting super fast. So I'm going to I'm just going to clean my brush off. And I'm going to grab some yellow and just watch. You can take this, grab it, and make it thinner. And then it looks intentional. You know, like the happy little trees? Take it right over it. Drag, drag, drag. Yeah, I like the streaks through it. So, a happy little accident turned into a happy little tree. Oh, yellow. Too thick. Take it right over. Get it wet. There you go. Too wet, too thick. Take it over. And it makes that line thinner. I don't care about the darkness. I care about how I just threw it on there and it was haphazardly. But just go with the flow of whatever you're painting. Like, stay with this moon shape. Over the top, this has quite a bit of green in it now. I'm going to wipe my brush off. Take a little bit of white. Everything in acrylic can be fixed. Wipe my brush off again. Take some yellow over it. So if I poured resin over these things that are wet, it would not be happy. And it wouldn't set up. That works for me. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of highlights to these using my small brush. I'm just going to, what is that? I don't want you falling in there. I'm just going to give it just a few highlights. Nothing fancy. All these highlights are just going to add to your picture. That's it. That's what they're there for. To separate stuff out. Yeah, I know. I just remembered that I said it's light over here. Oops. I'll go like this. And I'll put some light streaks in here. Because I'm not going to cover the whole paint up. If you do a painting underneath resin, I'm going to grab that, wipe that white off. You're going to lose your focal point. Your focal point is the mushrooms, and you're embellishing them. So you don't want to have, I have yellow on my brush. Hold on a second. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose your picture, but you want it to be beautified. I guess I can use the word beautified. And even though this is the darker side, you're going to still want to highlight stuff because it adds so much. All these little lines. They do not have to be covered either. Just throw a highlight in there. I'll wipe my brush off. The yellow picks it up real quick. So I'm going to throw one in here. Get this guy. So see, I'm not outlining it per se. I'm going with the flow of stuff. And you have to get all this stuff back here done in order to put your grass and stuff in front of it. Does that make sense? Because if you don't, you'll be trying to paint around stuff. I missed this guy completely. Oh, I did in between, sorry. I didn't hit their lines. I'm gonna give it a little bit here. A little bit on top. All this. And when you do the yellow and it's wet like it is, I just put it in yellow, so that's why I didn't show anything. You have to like wipe the yellow out because it since it's so wet, it will really grab. Okay. Got some here, got some there. See, that grabbed so much it didn't even show anything. Okay, so my brush has a tad of yellow in it. I'm going to put just a little bit of yellow in the underneath. And what that's going to do is going to bring all this, and it's going to be cohesive all throughout the piece. I'm also going to put some on my brush, wipe it off, and throw a little bit in my mushrooms. Again, this does not exist in the world. It just makes everything cohesive and pretty and exciting and beautiful. And I can just go on and on and on. So, oh, you need a little bit of yellow. Where'd that go? A little bit of yellow. Now, I already shot the blue in there, but this here needs some blue. Again, I'm going to take the blue, put just a little bit on. Not much. The blue is going to be more just in certain places because you don't want to make it look blue. I'm just wiggling my hand. This is just to give it a little bit of accent. Because again, it's gonna have stuff on it. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, grass. Okay, I'm gonna show you 3 ways to do grass. How's my time? And on my watch, one. Okay, 8:36. Okay. It's probably gonna be 2 classes. It's hard to do both that quick. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to do grass. So tomorrow night, I'll probably end up finishing this. I might lay some on here tonight, but that's going to be about it. So, emerald green, angle brush. Put some on your brush, and then I wipe it just to get the bulk of it off. Now, if you pull it this way, like that, you're going to get 1 line. Okay, I'm going to bring you down since I'm going to do a little bit of painting now. Let's see. Layer, there. Okay, so if you pull it down, the thickest part's going to be right here. You want this to be the whimsy part. So you're going to turn it upside down. I know it sounds really weird. You're going to turn it upside down. This needs to be the end. This needs to be the pull. So you can get streaks like that. So wipe, wipe, flip, 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 flip. You can go very lightly and get very tinies. You can do like little tiny patches. And you know what? I do this almost every painting. I don't like that much blue in there, in the mushrooms. What do you guys think? I think it's a lot of mushroom, or a lot of mushroom, a lot of blue. Totally okay. I'm gonna throw some more cream in it. So I'm just going around. This is still a little wet, and that's what I'm thinking too. Is it's going to be a little bit too wet, but if you just do it very lightly, even this one I can fix by bringing it. And this one, I can bring it up. So you want the grass on here so you can have, put your embellishments. I have some flowers I'm going to put on here. You can get about three of these. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Flat brush. Okay, I got to see where I'm at. Sorry. Flat brush. Same thing. Wipe, wipe, hold it like a pencil. This does not do as well as the angle, but it does do it. That's why I like my angle brush. Let me do that again, and I'm just pulling it. So it'll give you like these little pieces of grass. So you need to fill this in. So here's the detail brush. Don't wipe it off. And you can just go. Sound like I said disco. It'll be a little bit more thick of lines. Excuse me. But it works too. So learning how to do grass without it being too thick is from practice. It's just from practice. You need to practice. Because a lot of people, when they're learning to paint, they push hard. They really push hard. And if I pushed hard, this is what I get. Is that even in camera? Yeah. So I can fix that by just grabbing it and moving it around. So tonight I'm going to, oh, I wanted to also tell you, when you're doing the bottom right here, I don't want you to paint the bottom like this, but I want you to make sure that you're going like this. Flip, 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 flip. Because if you don't, it's going to look like your grass is just sticking out of dirt. It'll look like that because you'll have this little bit of brown here. So I'm going to do this really, really fast just so I can not have that hunk of paint on there because it dries really fast. So I'm just making some really thick ones just to get it going. Now I'm going to add yellow to this. And that yellow, one, is going to bring this yellow in. And two, yellow and green make really pretty grass. So let me get this line covered. But I wanted to show you that because a lot of people forget that line down there. So I want, no matter what, I want that line covered and grass. Now, the way you keep it from blending is if you just kept on going blah, 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 you're definitely going to have just a full green with these little things sticking up. You want to do like 2 or 3 strokes over the top of 2 or 3 strokes, over the top of 2 or 3 strokes, all which ways. All going up, but all which ways. So you're just flip, 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 flip. And since I'm going to do this in 2s, you guys can hang out while I fix what I don't like. Because I went out of line some, and this is pretty dark, and that's not really what color it is. And I'd rather get it perfect underneath because these are all one-of-a-kind pieces, and I'm selling them. So I want it to be good. So doing the stained glass in 1 sometimes works. Sometimes it's 2. Okay, so now I'm going to just throw some in different areas, thicks and thins, and then watch what the yellow does. Thicks and thins. You don't have to cover all the dirt. Most of the dirt being covered is good. Don't rinse your brush out. Get your mustard yellow. This yellow is intense. It's a very intense yellow. So when you do this, you'll get color, but you have, look how much I'm dipping. You need to dip because it does start to you know, blend in with it, which is great. But it makes the grass so pretty. It gives you two different lines. You could also put darker green than the emerald green and then another green, but this almost does both, just doing them like this. And see how that's dragging yellows to yellows? But it's important to grab more paint because if not, it's just going to be a pretty yellow-green. Which can be fixed if it dries, or you wipe it off, which I would rather just do the streak, streak, streak. And again, make sure you're hitting down here. Pull some up over that area. Even though it's green, you still want, oops, I just put a huge blob there. Just pick it up, pull it up. Over here, I was starting to blend. I don't really want to blend. This is a forest you've never seen before. Yellow-green grass. I wish my grass was yellow-green. So if you do have some brown, I mean, it's okay to have a little bit of brown. I just wouldn't have a ton. Okay, let me rinse all 3 of my brushes out. I have to fix my stuff. I just have to. I have to. I have to. And I'm thinking that this blue, even though it's turquoise, is pretty darn dark. So I might go with the Sea Breeze. Let me see if I like this color better. Well, I know I love the color, but I want to see what it looks like with this color. These colors. Yeah, I like that better. The blue's just too dark. So now I'm using the shader, and see how slow I'm pulling it? I'm getting perfect half circles. Yes, I painted that. I'm okay to go through and fix this because, like I said, I'm selling these and they're all one of a kind. I want them to be pretty. I'm turning it to go through the skinny area, just like I did with my angle brush. I like this color much better. I don't care that that darker blue is in here. Because they're cohesive. So I might not mind the blue if I hit it with this color. Yeah, I kind of like that better. And this is just boring. Just boring. Let me see what color this would be if I... Well, that's a mixture of the two. Yeah, that's pretty too. Let me get the light color out and just see what color this will be. Now, see, it's still too dark. It's too dark. Drab, 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 drab for mushrooms. I like it mixed with the Sea Breeze, because I love Sea Breeze. So I'm just going to mix them. And it covers better. So I'm using Sea Breeze and turquoise. For some reason, this turquoise looks so much dark. Oh, this isn't turquoise. That's why. This is Mermaid's Tail. That's why. I forgot to bring you guys back up. Sorry. Yeah, that's why it's so dark. It's Mermaid's Tail. This is too light. This is too dark. So I'm going to make turquoise. That's why I was like, this is not turquoise. Okay, lightly go through there. So right now I'm mixing them because I had some on there. That's okay. Gives it the drama of the magical mushroom. I'm sorry, I meant to use turquoise. Yeah, that's Mermaid Tail. Which on the wood got really, really dark. It's not quite that dark on canvas. So sorry. This is live. Things do happen. So I'm just mixing Mermaid Tail and Sea Breeze, which is a beautiful color. I love that color. So see, I will remember that. Look at that, that's pretty. So what I'll do is, since you saw all the highlights and stuff, if you want to hang out, I can stay on. I don't want to stay on past 9:30 though, because then people start to get, oh, she's always on there for so long. And I don't want that to happen. I like people enjoying it, not getting tired. more. Totally like this color better. And I like the wash it's giving. A wash is the color that I'm painting the actual mushroom. This is the wash. That's just the color. Not the name of the color. It's just you're washing the whole mushroom with this color. That sounds better. Yeah, see, that looks more, this is dark. I'm going to switch to my angle brush because I love my angle brush. Oh, I just added white to that. That was silly. I have 15 pounds of this. This is going to be a little lighter because I accidentally added white. Pretty. Now, remember, I'm going to be live every night this week. I'll be live on Monday. I have a class Tuesday night, so I will not be on here on Tuesday night. But I'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 8 o'clock. Tomorrow I will finish up this with the resins and the embellishments. Sorry, I kind of messed up the painting. Just painting that fast on wood and making it do what it does not want to do is a little difficult. So, and I'll have to make all these guys the same colors. So you have 5 nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tuesday I have a class. I will not be live. Wednesday I'll be live, and then Thursday I have my shoulder replaced. So I am going to tape a bunch of paintings that you can stop, rewind, watch, and some resins. I'm going to try to get as many as I can done so I can show as many as I can for a couple weeks, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a couple weeks before. I think it's going to be 3 months. They say 7 to 10 days. I can take my splint off, or not splint, this is just, I'm just mixing some water into this cream. They said I can take my sling off. Last year, it was 3 months. So I'm not quite sure how long it's going to be. So that's why I wanted to have some pre-recorded so you guys could still share. Sharing would be absolutely wonderful. This isn't all the way in, I'm sorry. Sharing would be wonderful. The more shares, the more I can get my resin out. Starting my YouTube channel, so you can go over and follow me there. Unless she changed it, I think it's still Tammy Sharp. I'm going to fix this guy because it's killing me here. See, everything can be fixed. Anything and everything can be fixed. I went out on the blue right there. Look. Totally fixed. I'm usually not a sloppy painter. And I usually like to go slow and show you. I was whipping that on. Whipping it, whipping it. But yeah, if you could share, that would be great. I want to get my YouTube channel going. Oops. I'm going to have to get a different cream because this bottle is done. So all my resin and all my lives will be moved over to YouTube. Also, all the resins will be moved into my new page, Sunbeam Glass Studio. You can go over and follow that. I think Jill posted that for me, my team. not sure, because I haven't had a chance to look on there yet. So the grass is still wet, so I'm just kind of going in between. I don't care if there's some blue on there. I feel better fixing the lines, though. That I do. And fixing the blue is just wrong. It was just wrong. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to resin this anyway. It's too wet. So, I didn't mean to lie. Kind of lied. But I didn't mean to lie. And see, now that I've got these colors on here, I'm not sure if I like this yellow or if I'm going to go with a lemon yellow. I'm going to give this guy another shot here. That's what's nice about acrylics too, is you can change them. Just not liking this color. What do you guys think? A lemon yellow would be more like, not pastel-y, but let me see about the flowers that I picked and stuff. Look at this stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. See, I like the lighter color of yellow. Okay, my goodness, I'm going to change this whole thing. But I will have it ready for you tomorrow night. I'm very, very sorry. So I'll come down here tomorrow and get the right yellow. I usually don't, not flub up, but change my colors this much. But that blue really threw me off. Because I know what turquoise is, and I just dumped mermaid tail. It's more this color. And it'll be ready for you tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and stop. Please, please, please come back tomorrow. I'm just hitting this because there's absolutely no way I would have made it. No way, no way. Okay, this will be transformed tomorrow. And if you do have any questions about painting, definitely. I mean, most of my followers are painters. I'm starting to get some more resin people, which is awesome. Thank you so much for following me. Please share my videos. Look, I got this purple out. I didn't even use the purple. Got this blue out. Didn't even use the blue. Jeez. And I used the wrong blue. But it's live, so you have to remember that. So, I'll be back on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. Painters can be resiners. Resiners can be painters. So, have them watch my lives. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.